Hello. Just to make sure we're on the same page, this should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. I'll put other information below, like the decks and how to get a reading. I'm just gonna make this really quick. If you're near Herkimer, New York, I am doing personal readings. I'm doing in-person readings near Herkimer, New York. If you want to look that up, if you're near, shoot me an email. I'll tell you the details. Otherwise, you can get a reading from me. Shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much. And let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? It's the King of Pentacles, but in this deck, it's the Mad Hatter. So I'm like, this is interesting. Very interesting. You got 3 kings out here. No, you got all 4 kings out here. Okay. Very powerful moment coming forward. What do you want to come of this? What do you want to come of this? I think that's a big thing here. Got all 4 kings. King of Fire coming up. King of Pentacles showing right up here in the center. King of Swords in your mind. King of Cups. Another king showing up from the side. A lot of strong players. And you should be one of those strong players. Why are we saying should? Well, it depends on what you choose. Depends on what you choose. Gemini has loads of possibilities. Even though you should be one of the strong players, you don't have to be. And some of you, I know that Gemini is a interesting energy. You come out of left field once in a while. You're the dark horse, if you will, once in a while, in my opinion. You weave and bob, you have a lot of hats you can wear. You know what I mean? A lot of aspects you can use. Whatever this is, I'm trying to take the situation out of the chaos. I'm trying to take it out of the chaos. The chaos that we have here is... The chaos has been dependable. Quite dependable. And nothing has gotten stuck, but nothing has come of it either, is what I'm kind of getting. I feel like I'm pulling it out of the chaos because... even though things are constantly changing, I feel like I don't ever, how do I explain this? It's like having the same house and the quality of the house never really gets better. It's like we're constantly fixing this, we're constantly fixing this, we're changing this, we're changing that. New people are coming in, new people are going out, in and out, in and out. It's never really bad, but it's never really good. And I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm trying to pull it out of this. It's kind of like, it's never really bad, but it's never really good either. And at this point, I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. It was what it was for a while. And for a little while, it seemed like there was a lot of possibilities, and there still is, but they never go where I want them to go and stay there. It's like, we got to choose something. We got to stabilize this. And you're trying to do that. I feel like you're trying to do that. And you're using your intellect. You are very smart. Usually, in my opinion, Geminis communicate on a higher level. Like, they're very intellectual, in my opinion. And it takes somebody else who's also intelligent to kind of understand where things are going. So you may be very underestimated because of that. If people can't connect to your level of intelligence, they don't understand that you're smart. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So it may take somebody who can, comprehend your intelligence to respect that. And I feel like I'm doing my best to hone into the situation. I have seen Gemini do this when they're looking at who they're dealing with. They can kind of tailor it for time. You got a lot going on in your brain, so there's a lot to hold on to. So you can tailor it to a point. And I feel like I'm doing my best to get the information across, to move things forward. I'm moving it forward to the King of Pentacles, whoever that is. Don't worry about the gender, doesn't have to talk about anybody's gender, but I know what I need to do. You got the King energy for you, and the swords, the communications, the intellect coming in. You're giving this information to somebody who you think can stabilize it and hold it there. So you're like, all right, here's what I know. Here's what we need to do. Up to you to get it there. This other king. You're working together with this other king. And I'm doing the best I can with it. Is it working? Because I don't feel like I have a lot of time to convince this person. I just don't feel like it's going to be, we can't be talking about this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We got to stabilize it now. And I got to appeal to their sense of right and wrong, that this is what they want because they don't like how this is. I feel like whoever it is I'm talking to doesn't like this Wheel of Fortune energy anyway. They don't like it. They don't like it anyway. And I'm appealing to their better half, their better thoughts, and I'm like getting them to, I know they're gonna have to think about it for a little bit. It's just gonna be, but it's like they can't think about it forever. Like if we could just do a week, all right, if it has to be a month, but no longer than a month. In a month or less, we got to make a decision. And I feel like I'm also appealing to them like, listen, if you don't make this decision within X amount of time, we're just staying in this Wheel of Fortune energy. It's just going to stay there. There's nothing we can do about it. Because if it's going to take you that long to make a decision, we're just never going to be able to get out of it. The Emperor shows up. I want to say, with the King of Pentacles, it does kind of give me a Taurus flavor here, and I think the Emperor showed up in the Taurus reading. So if you feel like you're dealing with a Taurus, or if you're dealing with somebody who's in control but very reliable, and this is how they do it, and they do it pretty much the same way over and over again, typically successful, typically they choose the path of most success. You might want to watch that reading too, because whatever you're dealing with here, there is some brutality in one way or another. Hopefully it's just verbal. Not that that's fun, but, you know, there is some type of brutality here. I'm surprised I chose that word, but I did. There might be a supportive player here. Something else. Okay. The supportive player, yeah, that's fine, but that's not what we're talking about with this card. What is this? The situation is there's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be very demanding. If this energy is passed forward correctly, this energy is what's gonna make it change. This energy is what's gonna make it change. Pay attention to this energy. You're transferring your thoughts and what you need to the person it makes most sense to. That person might be working with this person. I don't feel like you're directly working with this person. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a general read, you know what I mean? If you are directly dealing with this person, I don't feel like it's very much. If this reading is hitting anyway. Because this energy is brutal. And I don't feel like I'm a fan of it, really. Especially when I got the Knight of Cups coming in, and I got the Hermit, but I don't feel like they're matching with you. I feel like it's what this person wants, and I don't feel like you're clicking in with it. It's a very warlike energy, and there's other motives here that are under the surface. This feels very strategic to me. There's other motives that you're not going to be aware of. This card is usually a card of honesty, of brutal honesty, but it's also a card of strategy. If they don't feel you need to know, or you're going to get in the way of where it needs to go, they're not going to tell you things, so be careful. It feels brutal, and I'm trying to find a way around it, but I feel like maybe that's why I'm stagnating. I got to move forward, because it's going to be brutal one way or another. Maybe, hopefully not directly towards you, but you're going to see something brutal come out of this. Because that energy, when that comes forward to its next phase, I think this energy is going to become the King of Fire. Okay, that makes sense. This is a fire card, sometimes talks about Aries. Doesn't have to be a literal Aries person, but it has those characteristics I was talking about. It is fire, so that might be what we see. Yep, came up on the dice. Okay, came up on the dice. The Emperor came up on the dice. And then the Page of Cups falling out of grace. Yeah, this is they're going to make some changes. I don't feel like this is a friendly energy. It just does not feel friendly. I would be careful. It may seem more friendly in the beginning than it actually is. Just be careful of it. Watch it closely. Make your own decision naturally. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. But watch it closely. I don't think it's really friendly. It may play itself off in the very beginning as if it is, but it's not, is what I'm getting. You seem to have like a left-right choice here when this comes up. You can either champion the cause. I do not think that's going to serve you. I do not think this person... Watch closely. You're Gemini. Watch closely. Try to figure out, like, is it really likely this person is going your way, or are they furthering ahead somebody else's agenda that doesn't want to be seen? Just take it carefully. Be careful. Because I feel like this is one of those people, like, even though they're the king, the queen might have more say than the king. You know what I'm saying? So the king might be carrying things out, but the queen has already decided what they want. Because in the wings, somewhere in the wings, the Queen of Pentacles already knows what they want. And I feel like the King of Pentacles is... The King of Fire is getting it for her for whatever reason. You know, business makes strange bedfellows, I guess you could say, or whatever that says. Whatever that saying is. What's going on with this? You have an option. You could champion the cause. I know we already said that, but you also have the option to go the complete opposite way and go, all right, I'm just going to let that do what it's doing over there. I'm just going to let it do what it's doing, and I'm going to step aside quietly, just stay out of, I'm going to stay out of eyesight. I'm going to stay out of the spotlight. I'm just going to be over here, and I'm going to listen, and I'm going to watch, and you know what? Maybe I'm going to move on. Maybe I will move on. The threshold here is saying, what are you looking to get in this next phase? Because another phase is coming forward, but like, is this something you really want, or do you see something elsewhere that is better for you, is more appealing to you? And there's an offer that can be, okay. That's not usually how okay. I'm just gonna go with it. At first, I might not see the point, but there's something definitely that's not as chaotic as what I'm used to. There's an offer coming in. Somebody sees your value. You seem to be able to move on. There's something here that will take you on and let you come with them. You have a possibility here. You can go a different direction. It's up to you whether you do or not. I feel like whatever this is, there's something else here. The change is not easy. For some reason, you're kind of like second guessing yourself. Is this really a good idea? If I do that, am I really going to be thankful that I did? It may be like, all right, it's not going to be crazy like this, but is it going to be painfully boring to where I can't stand it? Like, I just feel like every day the life is being sucked out of my soul. Like, what is happening? I'm nervous. I feel like I'm very nervous about what's going on here. And like, okay, will I be happy? Will you be happy? The happiness is like, I feel like I'm questioning, like, the Oracle card seems to kind of say you're gonna, but let's just get some verification. It seems like if you go this direction, you will go there for a while. There's no history to it. You don't really know what you're getting into. It's going to be a learn as you go situation. It can be permanent. It doesn't have to be. You have the World card coming in like this, where it's going to say that like you're not going to be forced to stick with it, but you will have the ability to stick with it if you want to. So you're not going to be trapped with the situation, but you can keep it if you like it, is what I'm getting. And that might be why the happiness is kind of looking a little strange to me. I feel like that makes me feel better, kind of like, okay, if I like it, I can keep it, but if I don't, I'll find other options. I mean, you're Gemini, of course you'll find other options. But it's kind of like, I'll be able to go on to something else. And it might be worth the change for now. It might bring things down. At the very least, changing to this other situation will be very healing for you. You might just need a moment to kind of bring your bring your thoughts and bring yourself back together and remember your strength and remember your true power. Because the chaos of the situation that you look like you're probably leaving, not for sure, but probably, if you decide to leave it, like, I feel like you need some time away from it so you can come back to your center, remember your strengths and who you are, so you can go forward and be like, oh, wait a minute, I got way off base. I got so into that craziness and so used to that craziness that I forgot that I want this and I want that and I can do this and I can do that. But now that I'm away from it and things are settling down, I'm remembering my actual goals. I'm remembering my actual strengths. And I feel like I need to get myself back in line with where I want to be. And that will be the healing for you, and that will help that energy come back to where you need it to be. You also seem to be very liked in this situation. I don't know why, but I feel like there might be something where I'm having social issues at the moment. I don't know what that means. Depends on your situation, but like, people are gonna like you in this new situation, and they want you to stay. People are gonna try to convince you to stay. I feel like people like you in this new situation, so where you need to go with that is wherever you need to go with that. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.